So real fast, shout out to Steelers site for posting this. This actually comes in from Big Ben's podcast. He does. And this is the absolute example of why we do not like the referees and why the referees need to be fixed and in some way need to, the NFL needs to step in and do something. I know Roger Goodell said, oh no, the refs are fine, there's nothing wrong with it, the refs are doing better than they've ever done, they missed some calls, but it's okay. So what he's about to talk about here is two different separate plays. First play, this is, by the way, in Pittsburgh. So the Steelers get a pass rush on Deshaun Watson. They end up grabbing his face mask, pulling his head to the side while they tackle him. Obviously, face mask, pull his head. If you guys not know with face mask penalty, you can grab the face mask, but you have to release. So if you grab it and then you release it, it's fine. But if you alter the head of the player, then it is a penalty. Now, that does not get called at all. The second penalty that does get called is a sack where Cam Hayward sacks Deshaun Watson. Very normal sack, nothing crazy, nothing extra, and it does end up getting called. I don't know if it gets called roughing the passer or if it gets called a unsportsmanlike conduct. But let's go ahead and listen up to Ben.
Deshaun Watson got his head ripped off. His face was grabbed, it twisted around, turned down, like something your head and helmet can't do without help of another grown man.
Right.
and there's two referees, two officials standing there watching the quarterback.
Right.
And you tell me you can't see his head go just get completely ripped down. And so they missed that call. Okay, benefited the Steelers.
Yes.
And sure enough, not long after that, Cam Hayward sacks the quarterback.
Yes, he does.
One of the most normal sacks I've ever seen.
Yes.
Didn't slam him, didn't do anything. Tackled him. Deshaun gave a little this at the end, like a little kind of flop, and here comes the flag. And it was like, I'm sorry? Deshaun.
And that does bring up another question. And the only thing I could see to why you might make the argument against this is, well, clearly the refs missed the call versus, the Deshaun Watson one. So they try to make up for it by giving the, Browns that call later on, a couple plays later. Which, again, that is wrong to do. You can't say, well, because we made a mistake and messed up, we're going to redeem ourselves by calling another call later that isn't even or shouldn't have been a call. That shouldn't be a call. You can't redeem yourselves by fixing a problem by making another problem. It's really honestly ridiculous. And I'm happy Ben called this out because this is a problem that happens every single game. I feel like as, certain fans, we can say the Squealers get a little bit more calls than they should. And that's definitely something, kind of ironically enough, that the ex-Steelers quarterback is pointing out that, yeah, they need to be more held accountable for this kind of stuff because at the end of the day, a 15-yard penalty, either way, whether you're giving the team 15 yards or you're taking it away, so like for example, if it is a roughing the passer or a unnecessary roughness, or you're giving them it where it's going to be the opposite way, it's ruining the game. Because now you're allowing a drive to continue that should not continue because the defense made a good play. And in the opposite side, you're giving actually, my bad. It's not the opposite way. It's one way you're hurting the defense either way. Because one way you're helping the defense by not calling it when that should be called, and the offense should get another possession. They should get a first down because, again, that is not how you're supposed to play football, where you take someone's helmet and rip it. And then the opposite point of view is you're giving the offense a first down when they shouldn't have one. So it's like the refs should not impact the game that much. And I feel like that's like a two-sided fence because, again, they should call it fairly, but they should not make up for mistakes they make and then try to fix it later on. You're not correcting your wrongdoings. You're causing more problems. So and it happens way too often. And I think as football fans, we're now just going accustomed to this happening more and more. And it's like, oh yeah, that's the refs. They're going to do what the refs do. Instead, I feel like we should be fixing this. And again, as football fans, we can't do anything, right? All we can do is sit there and be like, oh, dang, refs, you did it again. But there needs to be something that gets changed, whether it is with Roger Goodell, whether it is even higher up more than Roger Goodell, because this can't keep happening. I mean, this is getting to a point now where it's ridiculous, where someone becomes a meme that the refs are going to make a mistake and cost a team a game or cost a team a drive because of the refs. And especially when we get more into the whole betting and how the NFL is trying to, shove betting down our throats and make us bet on things and make us, spend more money, stuff like that. You cannot impact a game and then try to force someone to bet on it. You can't say, well, guys, you can bet on this drive right here. It's going to be a touchdown drive. And then say, oh, but the refs gave him a first down. Because if I bet $100, right, that this drive's going to be a touchdown. And we'll say I bet $100 this drive's not going to be a touchdown. And it's 3rd and 20, and the Steelers get a sack, right? I got my money. The refs are like, we made a mistake in the second quarter, man. We made a mistake in the second quarter. Flag, roughing the passer. We actually made a mistake in the second quarter. So now in the fourth quarter, we're calling this penalty now. No, you can't do that. You can't just now make up fouls because you messed up earlier in the game. And the same concept applies there too. If, for example, I have this drive being a touchdown drive, right there, clear as day, penalty, not called, I lost my money because, why? Oh, the refs didn't call the call because they should have, and there were people right there, but they didn't do their job. There needs to be consistency. You cannot have a lack of consistency. Now, how do you fix that context, what I just said? Stop forcing betting on everybody. Stop forcing betting every single time you watch a game. There's 27 commercials about betting. Now, will the NFL ever do that? No, they won't. They will always try to force betting down our throats. If that's the case, there needs to be more consistency, and there needs to be not players. There needs to be accountability by these referees when they make a mistake. You cannot have your cake and eat it too if you're the NFL here. You're going to have to fix something because this cannot consist. And again, it just ruins the game. It ruins the product of football. So to the point of, it is what it is. No, it ruins the product of football. You need to have some type of correction here so this stuff does not keep happening. This can be a one-time, there was a mistake. Done. One mistake. Now here's how we fixed it. Not, there was a mistake and we're going to continue to have that same mistake. No, you need to have some type of place to fix things like this. Because again, the refs, this is why we hate them so much, because it's so inconsistent. And you can't have inconsistency when you're forcing people to bet on games. It is what it is. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.